Mobile MLS. My name is Richard Graham. I'll be your host, your guide, your trainer. So please do not hesitate to take down my name and my email, as I will get back with you with any questions that you might have. Please email me. There might be a slight delay in me getting back to you because we have been doing quite a few of these virtual trainings and we're beginning to love them more and more. So there might be a slight delay, but nonetheless, I will get back with you. And in fact, I look forward to helping out in any way that I can. We're going to talk about our mobile MLS, but we're just going to focus this hour on the home spotter portion of this. I wanted to make sure you had the support email for Home Spotter, and don't rule out Home Snap. I think we talked about Home Snap before. Great, both of these are great mobile apps that you should have in your arsenal. The difference between Home Snap, Home Spotter is tied directly to your local MLS. As we'll see, it is tied directly to your local MLS. And then Home Snap is a mobile app where all of the major MLSs across the country have opened up their database to allow you, the broker, to search for real estate in any city, any state, anywhere, anytime. Therefore, putting you in a position where you could send out referrals to clients that you had in the past and have moved on, and a great tool. If you have any difficulty opening up Home Snap, that 800-431-5509 number is your lifeline. They will help you out. These guys know how to help out over the phone. So take advantage of that, please. I'm going to change my screen now so that we can go right in. I'm going to be using my iPad today to display my mobile device. And I just want to make sure that you guys are looking at my mobile device. So let me make sure I share that. So right now, we all should be looking at my mobile app, my iPad. There's going to be a different version, a different look and feel slightly between the three media outlets, including Android, iPhone, and iPad. So don't be alarmed if you see the three different views of that. You have everything that's available on all, with the exception of Android, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up and click on our Home Spotter mobile app. It's the red outlined house at the top. I'm going to open that up, and this takes me right to my my map page. This takes me we're going to get there, but I want to go there by way of that setting up your branding and your profile. And if you look at the very top of the screen, you'll see a picture, this emoji of me. That's where if you don't have a picture there, your name should be there. And you would just simply click on your picture or your name. And then here's where you can go in and add in your phone number, your email, and this notification is a fairly new feature with Home Spotter. We'll talk about that a little bit later, but it is a new feature in Home Spotter that you should be familiar with. So I'm going to, let me see if I can change my my mouse so that you can see it a little bit better. I don't know if that is going to be able to do that for us, but I wanted to at least try that. And let's see. So let me get back to my. All right. So this is where, and that's how, as easy as how you get your branding, your profile set up. You close that. And let's take a look at the Home Spotter app itself and how it is operates. Make sure I move one more thing out of the way so we can see. So what we're looking at is the map, and this is where they kind of drops you off as soon as you hit on Home Spotter. At the very top here, you'll see right in this area right here, this eye with the circle. that you open that up, and that really identifies the icons that you're going to see throughout HomeSpotter. Any property that you select, it's going to automatically turn to white. But of course, red is sold, green is active, and we know the rest of this. So those are where you can identify what icon you are looking at on your map. On your map also, you'll see on the right side, right over here on the right side, whatever properties are on your map, you also have those same properties in a list form. And I can open up this list form so that I can see all the properties and hide the map, or I can actually remove this all the way. There's 3 views here that will allow me to open it up, and then I can close it, and I can even move it out of the way completely so that all I'm looking at is my map. So whatever properties you see on the map are going to be on this list of properties on the right side. Right below the eye that we just took, that's showing us what our icons mean, are the navigational parts of HomeSpotter. It starts off with this, what looks like an arrow, right here where it looks like an arrow. This is your zoom in, if you will. This is where your GPS, if you click on that, it will zoom you right into your current GPS location. If that works for you and you zoom into where you're currently located, that's an indication that your GPS is on and it's working. If you are anywhere else, if it shows up anywhere other than where you're currently located, then you need to go to your phone device and make sure your GPS is on. So it zooms you in right in your current location, and from there, that's kind of a starting point. You can kind of pinch the screen out and zoom in a little bit further. You can pinch the screen the opposite direction, and it takes you all the way around the map, and you start seeing properties pop up on the map. So that is your zoom in, zoom out. Near me is what that is actually called. So that's your near me tab. When you're in the field and you're about to, you want to look at homes in your location, wherever you've driven to, you just click that near me, and it should zoom you into your current location. You can also search in HomeSpotter by draw, right? So if I zoomed out a little bit and I got a lot of area there, I could go to my draw icon, and then I could actually carve out what looks like maybe my renting area, right? I can carve out different areas based on where I'm located. I can create my own communities, if you will. And then once I say apply, it's just going to show me those properties in that small little area. So you can change your communities, adjust where you want to search, great. And then once you've established this particular community, you notice at the very bottom of the screen, you are able to save that community. So whatever community you you created yourself, you can now save that community. If you look at the right side at the top under the word filter, you'll see I can clear my map. So I'm back to ground zero where I started. Another way to search using HomeSpotter is by the drive time. This is actually produced by INREX Drive Time. And the way this works is you go in and you can add in any address that you're considering. And when I say you're considering, most clients will go in and add in their work address so that they can look at the commute time based on their work address. So if I were to go in there and add a new address, let me just put that in there. I'll just put one, I'll make up one, 556 Lily Road, Southeast. And then let's see if that'll pop up. Maybe I need more. Southeast. I'm just going to just comma Olympia. Olympia, comma, Washington. And so you can just go in there and add in any address. Please provide a name for it. And I'll just say name is going to be work. And save. So now when I choose my drive time, I want to find all those homes that are 35, 45 minutes away from my the address is selected there. I click on my save and then apply, and then it's going to go down to Olympia, Washington and show me the outline and the properties that I could live in that will allow me to get to that current address within 35 minutes or whatever timeline I set. So that's how you take advantage of using the drive time. And in order to turn it off, you just come in here, turn them both off. I can change it and be so it's closer to where my current location and apply, and it comes back up here to Renton, and it shows me all the properties that I can live in so that my commute time is within that time frame from where my location is. And to turn them all off, I simply hit apply, and then that drive time is out. But again, it's a local company. INREX Drive Time is a local company that has over 1 million plus GPS-enabled trucks, automobiles, cars. They even have their own app, just like Waze and Map, and that can monitor and kind of keep you up to date on the timing. Right underneath that is the globe. And that just kind of switches you from the map view, which is what we're looking at now, to a satellite view. So if at any given time you wanted to kind of zoom in and see your surroundings, get that applied, see your surroundings, you could zoom in and take a look at exactly the kind of neighborhood that you're considering buying in, what kind of buildings might be in that neighborhood, right? So it just kind of gives you an idea from above what your property, the landmarks, location of your property is, you can actually see. Again, keep in mind at the very bottom of the page, you're able to save these all the time. I can then clear my map and then hit on the globe again, and that takes me right back to my starting point. What gives Home Spotter its name is indicated by this home. If you were using Home Spotter maybe 3 weeks ago, this house that you see here was actually on the far left corner at the bottom. They've replaced that with the Home Spotter activity, which we'll talk about in a minute. But what gives this this mobile option its name is this Home Spotter. And so they just put a picture of a home. You click on that Home Spotter, and the way this works, and you'll see this on my screen, at the very bottom on the left corner, you'll see a compass. And in that compass, you see those 3 dots. If you moved your camera around, your iPhone around until one of those dots are covered, you see the house pops up on the screen. I keep going around, and then the other house pops up on the screen. So when you're in the field, you're just going to be going round in a circle until the homes pop up. Now, I'm actually just showing you way too much of my home. And so, so that's what that looks like. And that you can go in and find your property. That's how you locate properties using Home Spotter. Click on the spotter, stay in one spot, spin around until one of the properties comes into view. And then at that point, you just click on the property, and now you're actually inside of the property. Once you identify the property that you're looking for right in front of you, GPS driven, of course, that property shows up and it is now on your screen. You tap on it and it's on your screen. Once you have tapped on the property that you were searching for, there are actually 3 views that you get, 3 types of information that is pulled from HomeSpot. The first one is highlights. The first one is highlights. And under highlights, you'll see the price of the property, the address of the property, and then it's going to show you the mileage from where your current position, from whatever your current position is, the mileage there. And then bedrooms, bathrooms, square footage, but highlights shows you agent remarks, and then it also shows you public remarks. So you have this agent only remarks, and then public remarks. If you scroll up a little bit, you'll notice that in the corner here, you'll see that there is a lock. And that lock indicates that this is information, confidential listing information, that only a broker can see. Whenever you see that lock, you'll have peace of mind in knowing that your clients are not looking at this. Your clients are not seeing this. You are only getting this, only other brokers can see this information. It shows on the commission, the square footage. It shows you the owner contact information, when this was entered into the system. And then it also goes down and shows you the owner's, the listing agent's information. You can see the listing agent's information. And again, there is a lock right underneath that lock. You will see that there is an envelope. If you click on this envelope, you can actually send a quick message to the listing agent. And what they'll receive is your message with the property in question. And then at the bottom of the page, you can see where you can share it. I'm going to cancel because I don't want this agent to think that we're talking about them, when in fact we're not. So we delete that. There is also a share in message down at the very bottom of the screen that you can utilize as well. When I indicated that HomeSpotter is tied directly to your local MLS, this is where this area under integration is what I meant. You can go in here, from here, schedule a showing, because this opens up showing time directly. So you can go in here and schedule a showing. You can go in here and update your branding and your profile in showing time. So that links you right to show. You can actually go and open up Realist and do more research on this property, because Realist is going to be a little bit more robust than any other searches that you might do on a particular property. So this opens up and takes you right to public record data on this property. This property has had some MLS history as well. But here you got the owner's name, you have the location, tax information, tax ID, the assessed value, all the characteristics about this property. So again, they even show you the estimated value and a confidence score. So this confidence score simply says that they are 62% confident that you're able to get $590,000 for this property in this area. They got a standard deviation of 16. So that estimate is there. If you look at the fine print, always look at the fine print when you're talking about an estimate, because the range begins at 60. So 62 is not that confident. My disclaimer to you is that I will typically only accept the estimated value if it is like 95 and above. You also want to point out, again, public record data. Notice that the tax on this one, if we look at this detail here, tax is 1.5 bathrooms, and then our tax is 1.5, and the MLS is 2 in terms of stories. But county calculates their square footage is a little bit different than the MLS. And then always go down to map, again, more characteristics of this property. And this again is the link to Realist. You are actually linked to Transaction Desk. So right from here, you can go in and put an offer in on this property. because this is going to open it up right to transaction desk. And if you have had your transaction desk set up, it's going to drop you off at the agent dashboard, at which point you can go in and just simply create a transaction. With the create a transaction, it pulls all of that information in from that listing. You simply name it and then click on create, and you are off and running to create a purchase and sales agreement on this particular listing. Down payment resource, and I certainly hope you guys are familiar with down payment resource at this time, especially with COVID-19, because this is an opportunity for you to go in and search for funds for buyers, first-time home buyers, those folks who may have experienced a short sale, had to go through that. Well, this down payment resource provides opportunities for you to look and see if there's any special financing that is available on any property. And there is a symbol. I'll show you that symbol when I see it, but it's a $ with a check mark that says that down payment resource is available on this particular property. Then you can actually go to the matrix itself. So you can actually log into the matrix. I think they're looking for me to log in. Let me see. Yeah, so I'm in now, and it's as if you are on your computer at home with the login. You have your search fields, you have your home fields, your Northwest MLS homepage. You have, if I were to go to my matrix, I can go in there and look at my carts, look at this client's cart. Again, there's down payment resource. So everything that you see on your MLS in Matrix is listed there. It goes on and shows you the history of this property, and how far back this goes. And then down at the very bottom, close to the bottom, you have the estimated mortgage calculator, which you can go in, and it's really robust. It allows you to go in, you can put in homeowners association insurance, mortgage insurance, HOA fees. You can really play with that estimated mortgage calculator. At the very, very bottom, you see that you can go in and share and save this property using the heart. I want to save it to my contact or save it to my cart. You can actually, on the other side, upload this property into your social media page. So you can put this property in Facebook, Twitter, Messenger. So there is a ton of stuff that you can, areas that you can place this property using the upload. Share in a messenger as a message. I can send anybody, to my client, to anybody I want. I can send this as a message, and the layout and all that data will come along with it when you send it out as a message. So you get all of this in just the first tab called highlights. The next tab is, now you're getting into the details of this property. Here's where they show you the MLS number of the status of this property and what MLS area it's in, how long it's been on the market, the square footage of this property. You can actually click and see the full property details. So you're seeing all the characteristics of this property, school zones, directions, you're getting the tax ID, so you're getting all of this, the characteristics of this property in one spot. Oh, I just lost that. Let me, since we were on that property, let me go back to my search and I will find that property. There it is. Get back there to it. And we were on detail. So there we go. And so down at the bottom, you'll see that they have attached all of the supplements. They have the legal description. Every property must have a legal description. This is where you also find your seller's disclosure if it's separate. So again, this is an added feature of HomeSpotter, but it now has all of your attachments, your supplements. Notice that also there is a lock. There's a lock that says that only brokers can see this information. So you don't have to go in and open up the documents to see this. You can just simply click on it and it opens up the legal description or any other documents that are located with this listing. So highlights and then detail. And then finally, you get to know a little bit about the neighborhood, starting with the map. And it shows you the directions, step-by-step directions. It'll show you the directions on how to get to this property by car, by walking, by transit. Let me get out of this. Go back to where we were. Oh, let's see, right here at the top. So you can get you can go down the street view and look at this property from the street view. And again, now this is the latest Google Street View. You can actually, by the way, I live right down by the river here, a beautiful river. You should have saw this when the salmon were going upstream. But you can actually get in this car and kind of drive the neighborhood and see what kind of neighborhood this is. This is right on the water there. And take a look at it from there. So you can just kind of check out the neighborhood without leaving your home. That's on the street view. And then it's going to show you what is nearby. And here it'll show you the coffee shops. In fact, that is so, we just read where they said one of the highlights of a good home and can increase the value of your home is based on how close it is to Starbucks. And I thought that that was just odd that Starbucks stood out like that. But it will show you what's nearby. This even has a walkability score. So that just kind of, they judge the area, grade the area. And then most of, like on this one, most of the areas don't require an automobile, meaning that you can get to a lot of the locations on foot. They give this a 90 walkability score, which is not bad. You can view this home in your commute time based on the two addresses that we added. If you notice underneath there, it is from NREX drive time, but it has the bus, hiking, on your bicycle. It goes on to show you the school districts. It shows you the Renton High School District and a little bit of information about the school. They typically will rate the school. On this one, they don't have. And again, at the very bottom, you can upload this into your social media pages. You can save it as a favorite. And that's how you would look. That's the kind of information that you will pick up when you're searching for real estate in HomeSpotter. You can also go up to the search grid at the very top, at the search grid, and enter in any city. If I come up here, I can enter in Renton, which is where we are, and Renton, Washington, and then it kind of zooms in and shows me the outline of Renton, Washington. So I can see that. I can also come in and let's back that out of there. Let's get that out of there. And you can also search by city, zip, school district, or MLS. So if I wanted to, I can come in here 98057, which is of course Renton. And it's going to now show me the outline of the zip code in any area that I put in there. And then I can kind of move this around and see what's available. Let me back that out of there. I'm going to go filter reset. That clears everything out. I always get in the habit of clicking on my filter and then reset because if I had any previous searches selected, it would restrict what I get back. But here you can go in and select the filters that might apply. For example, you open up the filters and there are a ton that you can search by. I have active and contingent, but let's say I wanted to just see all of the sold properties in my immediate area and then done. So now I'm looking at the same area that I'm in and nothing but the sold properties. So you can go sold, pending, and active. There's your CMA information about a given area. And then contingent, pending, all the way down to, you might want to find out if your prospecting in an area, where are the expired listings? These are all the expired listings that you'll find in there. Actually, those are the expired listings, not many. Those are all the expired listings as you go in. And then price range, bedrooms, bathrooms. This is a fairly robust search. And then open houses, if I wanted to see if there were any open houses in the area. And then HOA fees. So I can search by waterfront, by view, by how many rooms. Right? I can tell by how I want a bonus room. And then, right, and just see all those that have bonus rooms. And there doesn't seem to be that many in the renting area. Reset, filter reset, get that out of there. But this is how you would search for properties in the home spotting. Now, on the other side, on the left side, in about the middle of the column, there's a More tab. And the More goes right directly to, it starts off on mine anyway. Yours might look a little bit different, but it starts off with the mortgage calculator. The mortgage calculator, and again, we saw that earlier, but it's robust. If you have listings and you click on My Listings, you have listings, you click on My Listings, all of your listings will be populated on the map. You can see those listings on the map if you have some listings. So you click on More again, and then Agent Roster. This is where I can go in and I can search for any agent in the field. Let me put in a name and see if I pop that up. And yeah, there. So I can search for any. This is actually my sister. Any broker that's out there, any broker you can find out there, they're listed in certainly in the MLS. The next tab is going to be my contacts. Let me get rid of my search. My contacts are in here, and you can see the filters at the top. So I can filter by contact, and this is part of the new. I can look at contacts by MLS, contacts that have phone numbers, contacts that are apps. Right, so you can search by my contacts and kind of filter those out, and that's fairly a new feature. And then any one of these you can open up and see the kind of activity that's taking place. All of your saved searches that you have in the matrix are now in HomeSpotter. So all these saved searches that I did in the matrix are now here. So if I picked on any one, Jamal search, it just knocked me all the way out for some reason. It will show you, I opened up HomeSpotter, and it will show you all the saved searches that are available. Let me see what happened there. Save searches, and then it loaded in. I clicked on Jamal, and there they are. So right there, this is the searches that I have for Jamal and the properties that fall within that search. And you can see at the very top, I can clear my map, go back. And so that was my, your search returned a large, so that's why it shut me out. And so there's my saved searches. Same thing with my carts. If I create a cart in the MLS, in the matrix, it's going to show up here. And it will show me if that client has items in their cart or if not. Again, because of my position at the MLS, we don't have a test site that we can use as a sample, especially when they're making so many changes. We did at one point, and that went away. But you'll click on your carts, and then it will show you all the carts that you have in the matrix. I will point out that when it comes to contacts, our safe searches and carts, you can create a cart in the matrix and it will show up in HomeSpotter, but you cannot, create a cart in Home Spotter and expect it to show up in the matrix. So it goes one way from the matrix to Home Spotter, but not the other way. So just kind of keep that in mind when you're talking about saved searches and the carts. The launch the matrix is all, we already did this before. That's when we launched our matrix, where we get right in, right there. Showing time, we've seen that before. We have to open up our showing time and go in there and edit your profile. Make sure you set that up like you want to set it up. And then here's where you share your app. And it's an easy share. You simply email it out or post this online. You can post this to your social media page. You can send it through Gmail, to Twitter, Google, all of those other social media pages that you wanted to use. You can do that here. And let's see. Done. And it gives you an opportunity to put it in there. And every time it doesn't let me get rid of this page. There it is. Yeah. And so that is your Home Spotter, the tab in Home Spotter under the More tab. This last one is the client activity, and it is so brand new, but it is a new feature. It kind of follows along the line of the portal in the matrix, in that this will allow you to monitor your client's activity. So once you invite your client and they can go in and do any kind of search they want, they can review properties that you sent them. And so now with this new activity, you'll be able to see and monitor whatever your client downloads, and when they register for the app, you'll be able to get notified when they're selecting a property and save it as a favorite. You're able to get notified when they remove a listing from their search results. They don't like the listing, or any status changes on saved properties that you had. This wasn't in Home Spotter. It was big in Home Snap, but not in Home Spotter. So we are still trying to formulate a method in order to present the new activity feed. But if you have yours up and available, kind of monitor that, and it will show you the kind of activity that's taking place with your client. The last one I want to show you is under Messages. And under Messages, again, this is another area where we need a sample site, which we don't have. But this thing keeps all of your messages in context. It keeps it in one spot. I think the messages that I created up before this latest update, they removed, but it's going to put your messages or any correspondence that you have with your clients in order, and then you'll be able to see what you talked to them about historically. And if you sent any properties, those properties will be sent out as well. And so again, the new activity feed and messages is an area where you kind of got to practice on your own. But if you look at the More tab at the bottom, you can contact support, get a little bit more information there. And then even in the matrix, in our training modules, they'll teach you more and more how to use some of the feature functions in Home Spotter. But that is the Home Spotter overview. It covers setting up your branding and your profile, the map features and how to maneuver around using the map, and the list views on the side there. Also how to use the filters and how to search for properties. Reset your map often so that you can get rid of some of the old information that you have been searching for. Messages you'll have to play around with. The More tab is the tab that kind of links you to your local MLS. So here you can launch the matrix. From the matrix, you can go to Transaction Desk, Realist, the info sparks, all of that good stuff at your disposal. And so the question that always comes up at the very end is, what is the best app to use? And there is no right answer or wrong answer. The best app is in Home Snap. You have walk the property line, create a rapid CMA. You have a safety timer. Those, if you need those features, that's why you want to keep Home Snap. If you want to be tied to your local MLS and have your contacts and everything in one spot, Home Spotter is the original mobile app, and it's good for that. The connection to your local MLS is the key here. They are always adding new features, so I wouldn't be surprised if next week we received another update. Eventually, they're going to bring the two Home Spotter, Home Snap together, but we're not there yet. In the meantime, I would take the best of each of these apps and take advantage of it from there. But that is the Home Spotter overview for the hour class. I will leave it open up for questions, and I know that if you have any questions at all, we'll just answer those here. But that I'll just kind of keep silent and see if we do have any questions. You can either, with the small crowd, you can just open up your mic and ask any questions you like, or put it in the chat box, whichever you feel more comfortable with. But that's our course. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. That was super helpful. I really appreciate it.